So Walter, when I look at this tree, it evokes everything that comes to mind about the high mountains. For the scene you have envisioned for this tree, if we were to look around where this tree were growing in nature, what would we see?
This tree is actually a species that does grow up there at our timberline in the Alps. It's a European spruce, you can call it Norway spruce. It's the same. And there the trees struggle. They struggle for water, they struggle for minerals in the water, they struggle against the wind, and the snow kills them, and especially lightning strikes them. And there's these straight growing spruce. A spruce grows rather straight in a triangular manner, a high triangle, okay, and the highest one gets hit by lightning, you bet. There's a thunderstorm up there. Every time at least one tree gets struck, boom, and that was this one here. That was much higher, the tree, and lightning strikes this and goes down here, and then the tree stands like this, and there's only the branches left and right and slower, and up there it's all dead. So spruces don't like this, but they have a system to correct themselves very quickly. So what was a branch before can now become a new top. And the branch has the discipline to stay horizontal. There's some mechanism in there, and all of a sudden it can go out vertical and become a leader. But the system doesn't tell which one, so they fight for it. And that is very often that you have at least two or sometimes three or four or many more branches that start to be the top. And the highest one wins. And the second one is still there, and the third one died. And the fourth one will come up here, but that's too weak. So this is how it works. And one day this will be struck by lightning again, and then there will be the candelabra on the candelabra. And this is almost starting to get silly, ridiculous. So I'm not doing exactly what nature does, but I do something that reminds you of that. And it reminds you of that especially if you've seen this more often. As a skier, when you're on the ski lift, there's hundreds of these trees. And I grew up in the mountains anyway. We would walk on the mountains just for fun. And for us, it's very, very normal. For people in the cities, in the flatlands, this is a very extreme style. So you're not quite copying it, what nature does, but you copying it in general, and it's called the candelabra form, which by the way is not a style. They often call it candelabra style. Now I have not invented the word candelabra form, the foresters do. So this is the official forest name for such trees, which are candelabra tree. You know what? They are worthless. They're worthless for lumber. And you shouldn't collect them up there in timberline anyway, because they are protected. So a candelabra tree is not good. Interesting. So, but I think this image is very cool. And when I started to do this with a few trees, but with this especially about 25 years ago, that was very, very uncommon. It was really unheard of. And I was not so sure whether I should do this, but then I wanted to look like trees in the mountains, and then I figured I will do that, but I will hide that tree. Because people will tell me that everything is wrong and I have no clue about bonsai. But then they saw it anyway and gave a lot of criticism and conversation. Well, in the end now it's an accepted form. It's not mainstream. I mean, many people never would do it. But if you do it, it's okay, because people have seen it before, and it's even in exhibits. I even showed that in the trophy. At that time it was called Nölander's trophy. And actually one person came up to me and said to me, this tree shouldn't be here. He said, I understand fully what you're doing, Mr. Pall, but this is not done in Japan, and this is a Japanese show. I said, I don't see a single Japanese person. Is this a Japanese show? Oh, he said, yes. I said, okay. So, but this was only one person. There were many people who came and liked it. But it didn't win a trophy, because a trophy is you win if you do something that the judges like. Now, who are the judges? Well, usually these are very old men who have done bonsai forever. Some of them were not so good, but they're good at judging. Okay, and some of them are more like retired presidents of clubs or something like that. This is what judges are all about. Well, you're a judge, I'm a judge, so I'm speaking about myself. Old people who have nothing else to do but judging. Now, old people have old sort of tastes. So you better do what's mainstream, and then you win a trophy. Now, thanks God, I have won so many trophies that I don't even know how many, which is good. I don't care whether I win a trophy or not. I want to show this tree. And I know that the majority will kind of, but there will be some who like it and some who will probably copy that. And you see, all of a sudden on the internet, I see here and there, I see some people doing 2 or 3 tops. And as you have seen, my students, they don't care. They do as many tops as the tree wants. So the tree tells you how many tops he wants. It's not your decision. Okay, if the tree wants 2 tops, so this absolutely wanted 2 tops. So this is a wonderful trunk. And when I got it, the feeling was a wonderful trunk. Oh, sorry, it's so bad, but this silly branches here. Even opposing, and there's no top. So I got it for very little money, and I like this. This is cool because I saw something which a person did not see. Okay, so if you have some styles or some forms which you sort of have never done, maybe it's a good idea to look at your trees, especially at those your dogs where nobody knows what to do. Maybe you can do something like that, and all of a sudden it's cool. So anyway, that's how I practice bonsai, as you realize, in a playful manner. Dare to do some new things. Okay, it's not a fixed form that you have to do everything looking like in the Japanese books. So be brave.
Why do you think so many people are drawn to trees that tell a story of struggle?
Because we are told that bonsai is about character. Character comes with life, and strong character comes with a life where lots of things happened. And if it's nice and beautiful, it doesn't yet have this character, so that's a feeling. And when the older it gets, the more character it has. And as we know, old people are treasured, or were treasured in Asia much more than here. So here you try not to get old. But there, if you get old, you're highly respected. I wonder whether that's still the case. Anyway, since this whole art form comes from Asia, we have adopted this Asian thing of making a tree look old. Of course, you can also make a tree look younger. Take some deciduous or broadleaf trees, as I prefer them to call them, and they usually look younger, and they are younger. Or you can also make a little spruce which looks like a young spruce. But my personal taste is more for this dramatic tree. I don't want you to stand in front of a tree and say, oh, this is such a nice tree. Don't do that to me. I don't want such a nice tree. I want an overwhelming tree. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, you make him old and you make him dramatic and make him move and something, okay? So, but you must balance. Well, that's you learned how to balance. You know how many trees overbalance the trees? They're falling asleep. Well, okay. So if that's your taste, you can do it. But maybe you see what I'm doing, maybe just try it.